Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Accelerate Your Performance podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Janet Pilcher, founder and president of Studer Education. I've met a lot of really good leaders over my 30-year career in leadership, and I've learned that asking questions and just listening to those leaders has taught me so much about how to be a good leader myself. Today, I've invited one of those really good leaders to the show so we can listen and learn from his wisdom and experiences. If you're a leader or aspire to be one, this episode is for you. I invite you to listen and learn from my friend and colleague, Dr. Vincent June. Dr. June is the Chancellor of South Louisiana Community College, one of Louisiana's largest comprehensive community colleges, serving close to 12,000 students across 8 parishes in Acadiana. Dr. June has dedicated nearly 3 decades to advancing student success, workforce development, and community impact through innovative and collaborative leadership. Dr. June was selected as a 2014-15 ACE, or American Council on Education Fellow at Cuyahoga Community College, one of the nation's premier leadership development programs for higher education executives. Prior to joining SOLA-CC, he held leadership positions at Georgia Perimeter College, Florida A&M University, and Florida Gulf Coast University. Since being appointed chancellor in 2020, Dr. June has led transformative efforts focused on student engagement, enrollment growth, retention, workforce alignment, and operational excellence. During his tenure, SOLA-CC has been recognized among the nation's top community colleges by the Aspen Institute, named Louisiana's #1 community college, and received recognition as Large Business and Nonprofit of the Year by Regional Chambers of Commerce. An active civic and community leader, Dr. June serves on several regional and statewide boards and frequently speaks on higher education leadership, workforce development, student success, economic mobility, and the transformative role of community colleges in strengthening communities and regional economies. Dr. June is indeed a phenomenal leader, and I'm excited to have him on the show today. It's with great pleasure that I welcome Dr. Vincent June to the show today. Dr. June, welcome.
Thank you, Dr. Pilcher. I'm honored to be here.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it. You've held several types of leadership positions over the years. You and I have talked about that, and you've been the chancellor of South Louisiana Community College for about 5 years now. So, as you think about leaders who are aspiring to become a chancellor, just kind of by the way, I've gotten so many connections this summer after our conference for individuals who said, well, I'd love to know what the chancellors think. So I put this question on for a reason. But as leaders are aspiring to become a chancellor or president, what advice would you give them?
Yeah, the advice that I would give them is, first of all, you have to have a passion for education, specifically higher education. I think, like any career, you have to be bitten by the bug and you have to have this organic level of excitement that just comes with it. Essentially, you can't live without it. You eat, sleep, and breathe this particular career. It's hard to shut off. It keeps you up at night and you're always thinking forward about that particular space. And so if the individual does not have that level of passion, that level of excitement, I don't think you could do this job. So that's the first piece of advice that I would give that individual, is that you have to have a natural flair, a natural instinct, a natural passion for this type of work.
Yeah, I think that's so important because you never know what's gonna
Oh, right,
right, Dr. June?
right.
You never know what you're gonna face day in and day out. And
Yeah,
so,
yeah,
just your ability to really have that passion to solve whatever comes your way, I think really is important.
yes, absolutely.
So when I think about you, there are a number of things that I admire, Dr. June, but one of the things that I've really recognized in you over the years is you know a lot about many things, but you also recognize when there's a place where you need to fill that leadership void for yourself. I just have really respected you for that. So I think about when you started as a chancellor, you knew you wanted to fill in the gaps with external relations and advancement. And then 5 years later, here you are winning an award in a Council for Advancement and Support of Education. So you took some specific actions to do that. So
Yeah.
talk a little bit about what did you do? What were they?
Yeah, well, first of all, to acknowledge your earlier comment, and that is basically I've always embraced the fact that I would always be a student in the leadership space. And it didn't just start with me becoming a chancellor, it started years ago when I got my first job in student affairs at the lowest level, at a coordinator's level. And I've always said to myself, if you can devote that type of time and effort in your education and continue to build on being a student in that space of learning, it should carry over into your career. And something that I've always embraced. And so when I got to the opportunity to apply for the chancellorship, obviously, I think any individual that's looking to become a college president or a college chancellor always look to identify where your strengths and where your weaknesses are. And I go through this process with some of the folks that I'm mentoring now in different roles, not necessarily a chancellor president role, but in other roles, whether you're aspiring from moving from faculty to administration or a coordinator level to an assistant director, associate director, director to associate VP to a VP. Obviously, what are those skills and what are those gaps that are necessary in order for you to move to the next level? And so, like I said, I brought that over with me. And so one of the major areas that I always knew I would need by being in an emerging leaders program, aspiring to be, or at that time, assessing whether or not I was interested in becoming a president or chancellor, was the advancement space. And so obviously, when I made the lateral move from student affairs to academic affairs, I still did not have my hands per se in the world of institution advancement. However, though, I am familiar with, for lack of a better word, the theoretical constructs around institution advancement, but actually applying it
Yeah.
and all the tools and methodologies and stuff that comes with that, I did not have that. And so when I interviewed, I was very vulnerable, very transparent about the fact that, I did not have direct related experience in the advancement role. Yes, I had tons of experience writing multi-million-dollar grants and securing those grants, what have you, but being a practitioner in the advancement space, I did not. So when they asked me how I would fill that gap, the first thing I said was that I would hire me a consultant and become a student in that space. I was very fortunate to have a colleague, and a friend, and someone actually in that space, Lana Watno, who you know,
Mhm.
who I sat down with her and I said, look, here's what I don't know, but I'm vulnerable enough to learn this if you'll give me an opportunity to bring on a consultant, what have you. And we laid out a game plan, tapped a very, very knowledgeable, very friendly, energized type of consultant who totally understood the assignment and laid out a game plan, Dr. Pilcher. And I literally immersed myself in the world of institution advancement, read several different books, did all the different activities that were asked of me. And I think she was just blown away that I found time to literally devote myself to that space. And I was just so excited about it that I was looking forward to now doing the practical pieces of actually applying what I learned and just found a very sincere level of excitement. And when you can experience the wins, I think I just became greedier, if you will, in terms of just wanting to do more. But I think the exciting part about it is having a colleague who's actually a vice chancellor in that space be excited that I'm actually doing the work and doing it in a way that I'm proud as well. And so I've been sharing that story, and obviously it's paid dividend, but it was organic. It was intentional. I didn't do it to prove a point. I did it because it was necessary in order to fulfill my obligations in the CEO role.
Yeah. How many people do what you just said? When you look at back up to that advice statement, I'm going to
Yeah.
like tell people that's some advice right there. I mean, look at where you think your highest needs are and really go after it and put your, heart and soul in that. And
Yeah.
obviously it's paid dividends for you in so many ways.
Yeah.
It,
Yeah.
recently, Dr. June, we had the pleasure of awarding you with the Difference Maker Award, which is our student education most prestigious award. And it goes to executive leaders who have achieved positive results and led excellent leadership teams to achieve those results. So, thinking back over the last 5 years, what are some of the, let's say, three most important successes you've witnessed at South Louisiana Community College?
Yeah, I think a couple of things, Janet, but I'll give you the three. And one is just being able to reimagine what South Louisiana Community College would be, particularly on the heels of COVID, right? A lot of things changed. And so for us, it was really, really important to kind of reimagine what the college would look like and its impact on the community. as it relates to all these new changes and all the new mandates for accountability. And so the first response is reimagining what the college will look like, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think we've done that and we've done it well. I think the second aspect of that is how do you create and take a college to the next level and do it in a way, now that you've reimagined the college, do it in a way where the community feels like it's their college, it's their local community college, something that they could be proud of, something that they could connect with. And I think we've done an excellent job in aligning external stakeholders from across a full platform of engagement to embrace the community college, know what the mission and know what some of the outcomes are. But more importantly, I think we took on something that no other community college, I believe, has done, particularly in the state of Louisiana, and that is invited at that time roughly 140 plus external stakeholders to be vigilant and to be part of the development of a 5-year strategic plan. I think that was the best thing that we could have done, to have outsiders be a part of that process to help us shape what our value proposition is as it relates to the impact on Acadiana. And I think that paid dividends for us, because then now it made it easy and made it necessary for us to align ourselves in a way where we keep those stakeholders connected to the college. You know, obviously we've done an excellent job with our annual reports, our fact sheets, our parish profiles, our graduate profiles, and the return on investment for South Louisiana Community College is one where we look at our prospective donors now as investors. We have a lot of investors who have put their money where their mouth and are in terms of supporting the college. And I think that has just taken us to a whole nother level in terms of us really involving our stakeholders in the, not necessarily the day-to-day operation of the college, but tying them and connecting them to the vision and the mission of the college. I think we've done that well. And I think the third piece for us is just really honing in on creating that culture that is necessary to do the work on behalf of South Louisiana Community College, finding a very unique way, like probably most organizations, whether you are an institution of higher education, for-profit, nonprofit, just finding a way to be able to keep talent and creating an environment where people feel like they're making contributions, or AKA the way that I like to refer to it as creating a best place to work environment where people feel that their contributions are adding value to the vision and mission of the college, and being able to retain and grow that talent. I think that's something that we've been able to make some extreme headway with here at South Louisiana Community College.
Yeah, and so good. And, I've had the honor of being connected with you and your team over the years, and just such excellent, excellent work and great outcomes that follow that. So, just congratulations to you and to your team for just leading the way and being a best practice example for so many, Dr. June.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, as we close today, then let's talk about, you're not finished. You've got a lot that you've ahead of you. So let's talk about what's next for South Louisiana Community College as you implement and execute to your new strategic plan.
Yeah. I'm glad you asked that. So we will be launching a new 5-year strategic plan, South Louisiana Community College Next Level, 2026 to 2031. I think that the reimagining South Louisiana Community College and all of the positive outcomes that we have been able to demonstrate, there are quite a few things that we believe will transition or transfer over into our current 5-year plan. I think we have a lot to build on. That next level is our focus area for us. And I believe that we are positioned in a way where we will experience next level of success here at South Louisiana Community College, particularly given the level of excitement and the level of engagement that we have with our external partners. Even as of last week and the week before last, there have been a number of new inquiries, new developments that business industry would love to align themselves with our mission and our vision in order to reach that next level. So for us, it will still have a focus on access, obviously, making sure that we are able to open doors for our prospective students and our current students, and finding very creative ways to be able to deliver on our mission in that particular space. Student success will be a focus for us as we continue to improve our retention, completion and graduation transfer rates, but more importantly, building in next level innovation as we look at creative ways to align workforce in that space to career pathways. That's really, really important for us. Workforce alignment. Obviously, we'll continue to build programs that directly connect to the labor markets needs that we have. And fortunate for us, we have great partnerships with Lafayette Economic Development Authority, One Acadiana, and a number of partners, our healthcare partners, who play a major role in that space. So developing employer partnerships, internships, apprenticeships, and aligning those with industry-based credentials and high wage, high demand areas will be a focus for us too. So that workforce alignment is critical. And then obviously, what I like to refer to as our regional economic leadership piece, right? So being able to move from being primarily dubbed as an educational institution to becoming the primary talent, kind of the innovation engine for our region. We have 9 campuses in 8 parishes, and our region obviously is called Acadiana. So being able to be that primary talent innovation engine for our region will be kind of the icing on the cake for us, right?
Absolutely.
So in that space, Dr. Pilcher, convening businesses, our local parish government leaders, continue to work with our K-12 partners in that space will be critical for us in the next 5 years. And so we're really, really excited about that. So that's, what next level looks like for us, essentially becoming kind of that talent ecosystem institution for our region is what we're looking forward to.
Yeah, and it's going to be so exciting, Dr. June. I thank you for the 5 years and just building the foundation as you work to reimagine Sola CC, and then really now being able to take you and leading that team, your great executive team, and continuing to do the work that you do to expand and build those connections with your region. You're truly gonna be a showcase, I know, for the nation. You're moving in that direction, and I just appreciate the opportunity of getting to tag along with you all and work side by side with you. I enjoy the work so much and enjoy your people.
Well, we enjoy working with you, Dr. Pilcher. And I think the one thing that I want to mention, since I have this platform, is my appreciation and alignment in working with you, not only as a consultant, but as a friend. One of the things you asked me early on, just about my leadership, I think I've been able to add some value in a lot of different areas just by that genuine connectivity with you and really applying a lot of the theory pieces in your book that has helped me to continue to stay as a student in the leadership space too. So I want to thank you for the work that you have poured into building kind of this leadership paradigm and allowing even people like myself to continue to hone in on their leadership skills in that space. So thank you so very much.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. And I love what you said. I always say it's work, but it also is making great friends, Dr. June. And that's really one of the best parts about it, is just having lifelong friends like you. Thank you for what you do. Thank you for what you do in higher education, and just appreciate you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Dr. June is truly a remarkable leader, but despite that fact, you heard him say that he remains a student of leadership. So admirable. That's one of the things that makes Dr. June so effective. He's always looking for ways to improve, for ways to not only improve his leadership, but ways to improve his institution and his community. I so appreciate him being willing to share his insights and his wisdom. As you enter this week, I encourage you to continue to be a student of leadership. Continue to seek ways to get 1% better each day. You make a difference. And if we all strive for getting 1% better each day, our impact grows exponentially. Thank you, Dr. June, for reminding us to be students of leadership. Let's all keep learning together. Have a great week, everyone.